My name is Nate Downs. I am director of company at Cornstalk Theater, closing out the 60th anniversary season. I'm excited about it because I am a Sondheim freak. I love Sondheim. Sondheim is the reason that I fell in love with theater. Company is a musical. It's a concept musical, which is something that was new when this was written and a very different idea that's been done a lot now over the course of 40 years since the show premiered. It's about an individual named Bobby who's turning 35 years old and he's not married, and it's his look at relationships through the eyes of his friends around him and their marriages, as well as 3 of his girlfriends, of which he has many, and how he views the sanctimonium of marriage and whether it's something for him or not. I think audiences will like this show because they can identify with at least one person on the stage, if not multiple people on the stage. If you are in a relationship, if you've been married for many years, you're going to see yourself and your spouse in one of the couples. If you're like me and you're single and you're getting to that age where you're like, oh, do I want to stay single? Do I want to settle down? You're going to be able to find yourself in the shoes of Bobby, or you're going to be looking at relationships from the outside and see things that you like or don't like as reflected within the 5 couples that Bobby is friends with as well. Our leading man is named Todd Michael Cook. He is a Peoria native who has not been in Peoria for the last, maybe 10 years or so. He left us after doing community theater to pursue a career in New York City as an actor. He has returned back to Peoria for the summer to teach, and this is one of his dream shows. He decided to come out for it. We cast him, so he extended his time in Peoria by a few more weeks to allow him to be part of the Cornstalk family.
So fortunately, Tamara Chalicombe had asked me to come back for the summer and teach at her Peoria Ballet Summer Intensive. So I came back to do that for 5 weeks, and I knew that Nate was doing the show, and this show is it for me. It was a must-do. I don't care where, and of course, 60th season Cornstalk. What a great opportunity to do it. Plus, the role of Bobby is, I think, the best male role ever created for the stage. So I had to do it, and I'm very grateful that he was willing to give me the opportunity to do so. I wanted to do something that I cared about. And aside from doing this show, I wanted to do work that I cared about. And I knew I'd be surrounded by people who were doing it for the love of it, not because they need a job. And so for me, that made a big difference than just doing a show in the middle of nowhere, Florida, where, they are concerned by far and large with just getting the money. And so, the business kind of takes precedence sometimes over the actual product, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of the real world right now. So to come back and do something like this, I knew I'd be around people who, one, were incredibly talented, because the talent I think might be very underappreciated here because they're incredible, and 2, who are doing it because they love it.
Jerry Johnson is returning to the Cornstalk stage after 10 years since his last appearance. He was in the majority of the shows here in the 70s and before and after that. And he, of course, is an old-time Broadway veteran as well, so he brings a lot to his role and to all of us as a company with these fabulous stories and a great performance.
We had done the stage version of Meet Me in St. Louis, the first time it had ever been done on stage. Danny Daniels was the choreographer. And I think the first thing when I got to New York, I was on 5th Avenue one day just looking in a store window, and I heard somebody say, "Hey, Jerry Johnson!" And it was Danny Daniels. And he was doing choreography for Peter Pan with Mary Martin and Cyril Richard, and one of the pirates had just fallen and broken his leg, and they needed a replacement right away. And he said, "Can you still do flips and back flips and all that acrobatic stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so." So I got to go down and take his place, and ended up, that was my first job back in New York. Peter Pan with Mary Martin and Cyril Richard.